in our common group. You may actually want to have your chai, coffee, or whatever, garam pani. Okay, we are live now. Just give me a moment. You all know this process, so it's no problem for me then. Okay, and I will request everyone to have their video on. We are not going to have a speaker profile today. We'll keep everyone on the screen. Saksham. Yes, yes. Thank you. So shall we start? It is more of our meeting, but it is also going to be recorded so that we have something to celebrate for future as well. Shall we start?
Yep.
Okay, just give me a moment. Yes. Warm greetings, everyone. On behalf of W4W Foundation, a think tank instituted as Citizens Collective, we welcome you to another session of Wednesdays for Water. Today's session is special, and we are going to talk about it takes a community to raise the conversations. The objective of Wednesdays for Water is to engage in conversation with water experts, grassroots practitioners, policymakers, and youth to explore the complex intertwined issues associated with water and the possible solutions they are working on or seeking for. With the success of Wednesdays for Water, we actually expanded it to Friday Waters and Monday Munching with and Musing with Women for Waters, besides organizing in-person water workshops, water walks and talks, seminars, special courses, conference panels to continue the water conversation in various possible ways. W4W is now 5 years old with nearly 450 sessions, which includes all the Wednesday, Friday, and Monday sessions. And we are still flowing like a river, touching the banks of knowledge of nearly 700 speakers. To do this, actually conversations or to make it happen, we have to know that there are more than 40 people who believed in this campaign, and together we set one goal: water conversations towards water conservation. The objective actually of W4W is to facilitate water conversations on the information and knowledge available on water matters through various ways of communication and collaboration with the water enthusiasts and experts. Over the years, the conversation have covered diverse topics from rivers, lakes and ponds, biodiversity, water education, pollution, nature-based solution, climate change, youth, gender, water anxiety, and many more. It is an honor to bring to the foreground the speakers of today who are often at the background of this series, which they made it happen and who actually like to flow like water, as I said in the beginning. With more than 40 people engaged over 5 years, we have today Anubhuti Shekhar. I'm just going by the sequence of the flyer. We have Anubhuti Shekhar, Akash Srivastav, Shiva Padala, Keshav Tiwari, Priya Sharma, Saksham, Anuja Bali Kartikeyan, Fauzia Tarannum, Vandana Tiwari, and I'm assuming a couple of more are joining soon. The session today is to acknowledge and appreciate their contribution in this campaign. So we will start now. So folks, are we ready? It will be very simple rounds of conversation. All set? So we will actually start with the senior most who laid the foundation with us together. And very simple question, because W4W is not a full-time activity. It is a simple campaign. And what is brewing in your life these days? Maybe that's a good question to start with everyone. Maybe we start with Fauzia, Anuja, and then everyone can flow. Over to you, Fauzia.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Mansi. Long time, that we are connecting. Good evening, everyone. Such a pleasure to be back on W for W after a very long time. Uh, Even if it is to speak, it is always a pleasure to be here. So, Mansi, thank you for coordinating this, and I think it's amazing to really see the conversation that we started, or we probably together, along with a few more partners. We dreamt about it about 21 in 2021. That's about 5 years ago. You rightly said that. I think from that point onwards, it's definitely grown. The network has grown, and probably a large number of people have come together. So I think that's really amazing to see it do well, and I'm sure I wish it continues to grow. I know I'm not able to contribute any bit to it now, but yes, I'm always there. If there is a requirement, I would definitely try to stand alongside the entire wonderful team who is doing or taking this forward. Would you want me to talk about a little on the questions that you have, or
Yes, please.
yeah, you
Yes,
would, huh?
everyone may now
So,
focus because you have now laid the kind of an acknowledgement for everyone. So maybe what's
so
brewing or where are you flowing?
So I think I have been in 2022 I took a leap of faith. I just went as an individual independent consultant, and I've been really working since then as an independent consultant, of course with multiple organizations. Most organizations with whom I have engaged, they have been probably the kind of rooting or grounding that we have in our subject, that they have been renewing the agreement year on year. So things have been that way quite comfortable. I think I'm dealing with communities, I'm dealing with grassroots people, I'm working with farmers, almost a bunch of 60,000 farmers that I work with. I've been able to improve their yield, and I feel very proud to say that, that policies don't see light of the day if we don't have people making grassroots differences. W4W, of course, is doing a great work, but it's important that no doubling of farmer income can happen till such time on the same land. If you can just give them a little idea as to how they can double their yield to get like double their income, and probably that's perhaps the most satisfying things when a farmer calls me and talks to me. And it's been 3 years working with them, and I think that's the most satisfying. Every month I spend a week in Lakhimpur with the farmers, and I cannot say, like, I leave my room at 8 a.m. and return in the evening, and rest of the time I'm sitting in villages with them, talking, going to their fields, spending time with them. So phenomenally satisfying. With Gurujal, of course, we do a lot of grassroots initiative. Again, that is super exciting and all. On climate tech also, I have now started engaging with a lot of universities, whereby I go to their innovation centers to understand what kind of innovation they are doing, and also seeing that why innovations are not really seeing light of the day in terms of dying at the technology readiness level 2 and 3. And if India has to really become self-sustaining, what efforts in terms of green technology they need to really adopt. So that's a new addition beyond water that probably I have started to do. Yes, Mansi, there's been a lot on my plate, and the very latest, I think this is the first group on which I'm sharing two news, I would say. One is, of course, that I've started my own LLP now, and it's just got registered, and that is Earthwise Nexa LLP. And I'm yet to open a bank account or anything, so I've not publicly announced. And that is along with my student. So my co-partner is my student Niyati from Terry School of Advanced Studies. So that's a wonderful news. And I think this is one good platform. I know everybody would appreciate it also to share. The second good news is that I've also been offered an honorary professor of practice position at DTU, Delhi Technological University, again for integration of sustainability into that. And tomorrow is the first meeting of that. So thanks, Mansi.
Nice.
Thank you so much for bringing me back here.
Thank you. And I'm sure the on-ground conversations are really lively and you are enjoying it as you are a field worker. I've known you for so many years now. So let's move quickly to Anuja, and then I will actually queue up Vandana and Anubhuti so that they also get ready. What's flowing in your backyard or foreground?
Thank you, Mansi, and congratulations for the 5-year anniversary. The water
you.
has definitely been flowing, and I over the years I found myself like I'm a learner. I still see and ask so many questions from you all time to time. But I've understood that there has to be one person who connects the layman and the experts, and everyone does not know where to go and ask and where to find answers or solutions. And I'm very grateful that I have been in touch with the experts and also the people who are absolutely clueless about what is the right thing to do. So I really found myself fitting very smoothly in that position where I'm able to guide the society, schools, students, college students for their projects, and everything that I'm doing, it's related to climate action, whether it is waste reduction, waste management, water, saving water, encouraging people to do rainwater harvesting, having aerators or working on the lakes, or whatever river bodies or water bodies they have around them, taking students for these walks around the local, water bodies so they understand what is the relationship that we have with nature. Otherwise, it's just like a photograph or you know, it's just an alien thing. You don't connect or relate to it until you are there in that place. And then you ask questions कि अरे ये ऐसा क्यों है, इसको तो ऐसा होना चाहिए, हम नदी का कलर ड्राइंग में ब्लू बनाते हैं लेकिन इसका कलर तो काला है, इसका कलर तो ब्राउन है. सो वो सारे क्वेश्चंस बहुत मदद करते हैं उन्हीं को समझाने में कि ये कैसे हो गया और हम इसके लिए कैसे सोल्यूशन निकाल सकते हैं. सो कैच देम यंग वाला मैं उसको बहुत यूटिलाइज करना चाहती हूँ. और साथ में जब हम बोलते हैं कि सेव एवरी ड्रॉप, सो बड़े बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स और बड़े बड़े सिस्टम्स लगाने से पहले जो छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स होते हैं, वो छोटे स्टेप्स के बारे में उनको अवेयर कराना, उनको बताना कि ओके यू डोंट नीड एनीबडी और एनी बिग गैजेट, यू कैन जस्ट स्टार्ट छोटी छोटी चीजें कि आपका नल अगर टपकता रहे तो इतने लीटर पानी चले जाए, और अगर आपने उसको मेन से बंद कर दिया क्योंकि कोई प्लम्बर नहीं मिल रहा तो तब तक आपने वो पानी बचा लिया. या एक मग्गा लगा दो, या एक किचन के पानी को कैसे आप प्लांट्स में डाल. आज ही मैंने इतने सोसाइटीज को मैसेज भेजा है हाउ टू सेव वाटर ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, बिकॉज पुणे में तो 2 दिन में एक बार पानी आने का नोटिस आ गया है, एंड इट्स गोइंग टू हैपन एवरीवेयर. सो
Absolutely.
तो वो जो डेली लिविंग में वाटर क्राइसिस हो रहा था, बट थैंक्स टू द टैंकर एंड वी नो वी कैन डू इट, वी हैव द नो हाउ, हमारे को पता है, हमने वीडियो देखा है, दैट एटीट्यूड से अब लोग रियली आई कैन सी दे आर कमिंग इन दैट sort of humbling but still not there wala thing that oh we want help, we are looking for some solution because this is not happening. Last night there was a tanker right outside my window at 2:30 a.m. because that was the only time the tanker could come in our society. And I was like, who's come at this hour? I really woke up and I was watching. सुबेरे मैसेज पढ़ा तो पता चला, बट इट्स हैपनिंग एवरीवेयर. वाटर टैंकर मिल भी नहीं रहे लोगों को क्योंकि क्राइसिस इतनी बड़ी है. इफ यू डोंट नो देम पर्सनली, आपको लाइन में लगना पड़ा है वाटर टैंकर के लिए भी, एंड दैट टू इज लाइक ग्रीन कलर वाटर और रियली कंटामिनेटेड वाटर, हमने वो भी देख लिया है. सो आई वांट टू I think I want to be that bridge to show a little torchlight कि देखो हम खुद कर सकते हैं थोड़ा बहुत decentralized solutions के साथ में, एंड शुरू करो. जस्ट डोंट कीप सेइंग कि हमें ऐसा करना होगा या वैसा करना होगा. जस्ट स्टार्ट डूइंग ऑन वॉट एवर लेवल यू कैन स्टार्ट, एंड
Yeah.
आई एम हैप्पी डूइंग दैट एंड हैप्पी लर्निंग
Yeah.
फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ यू.
Yeah, I know. And your series has also crossed 100 Wednesdays for waste,
Yes,
which happens
122.
right after Wednesdays for water, which we have been conducting. So let us move to Vandana and then Anubhuti and maybe Akash after that. So go ahead, Vandana.
Hi, good evening. Very happy to see all the familiar faces back, and of course, welcome to the new faces as well. Um, yeah, 5 years, didn't realize it, Mansi. Looks like it went in a flash. Thank you for bringing us
You.
together back. And I know from your side, it wouldn't be a flash. From our side, it looks like a flash at this moment. To reflect on where I am today, I'll take a moment to just express my gratitude to all the members who have enhanced my learning in the past 5 years. Because whatever I'm going to be sharing today, it's not a output of a single day, single effort or something like that. So continuous learning, and especially Mansi and I go back to 2 decades now. It was fortunate that we reached out in 2021 and I expressed my intent to work with you. Uh, Moving fast forward today in 2026, I'm at the intersection of both teaching and research engagements. In terms of my teaching, I wanted to share that beyond the usual course on innovation, entrepreneurship, social impact, etc., CSR, I have added two new courses to the entire curriculum in an MBA school. So if you realize, I am a professor at KJ Somaiya Institute of Management, and the courses like sustainability in sports. I don't know how many in the audience would perhaps realize that to maintain one cricket stadium, because cricket and politics is often the hot topic in India. And I found a very natural interest in students the moment I would bring sports dimension to it, because sports infrastructure, investment, all the landscaping that is happening in Ahmedabad, etc. So much of construction is going on, all to leverage sports as a motto. And so many cubic meters of water is actually required just to maintain one ground. And the more the stadiums that you are asking for, the more you are asking for, water usage, water consumption. We do a lot of maths in that course. We actually do some computation of the entire sporting facility that is maintained by my own institute, because my own institute also has multiple cricket grounds, hockey grounds, football grounds, which we proudly share. But how much water consumption is happening for that particular purpose? It's an interesting work that we have developed over a period of time. The second aspect is in terms of introducing a course on thinking. So in our B school, after a lot of debate, we introduced a course in the semester one, like a preparatory way thinking. And of that, we have introduced an element for systems thinking. And we take water as a case to build the entire systems thinking. And we go back to that simple diagram which we used to have, water evaporation,
The
condensation,
cycle.
the same thing. And then how different actors play a role. And I obviously highlight W4W as one of the collaborators, which has probably added a lot of thought leadership in that space. So in terms of my teaching engagement, this has been what I'm doing currently. In terms of research engagement, there are 3 research projects that our university funds minor research grants. Like if you are applying for the first time, they'll fund that project. So 2 projects I'm working on. One is on circular economy. And in that, we are supposed to be interviewing micro and small entrepreneurs in Mumbai. So you can imagine, right from bakery owners to probably the vendors to small manufacturers. I've visited a lot of industrial areas and tried to speak to them about how they manage their water, energy, etc. So a lot of stories gathered. About 300 samples we have collected. We are just starting to, I mean, this Friday onwards, we'll start the interaction for analysis, etc. It's a team of 7 people and it's an interdisciplinary research that we are doing. So I have people from a green audit background. I have people from supply chain background. All of us put together are building this research project. Second one is on rainwater harvesting as CSR projects, because it is one of the popular projects in Maharashtra. Every rural area you see, there is one this thing. So this is more on a secondary database that we are building, but what are the different models that has been developed in this space. We are just trying to document that and share it as part of a wider knowledge sharing. So in terms of teaching and research, this goes hand in hand. A lot of W for W work I do follow online. I may not be
Yes.
actively visible on the screen, but I do gather a lot of work online. Yeah, that would be all from
Thank
my
you.
side.
Thank you so much, Vanna. The reason to have all of you here is because you are working in the background and it is high time, or regularly we have been doing actually at 200 sessions also we had this kind of meeting. So maybe we go quickly to Anubhuti now, and all the juniors will start from here. So they can tell what they are doing these days or what it is to them about water.
Hi everyone, it's so good to see all of you here. I remember how W for W started. I remember talking to Fauziya ma'am one day, and she was like, Dr. Mansi, because she was our course, one of our course coordinators. So I remember Fauziya ma'am telling me that Dr. Mansi wants to do this. Would you be interested in taking up the first session with Dr. Rajendra Prasad? So I was like, sure, ma'am, I would love to do that. And here we are today, like almost after 5 years. So when I started my course in water, governance, and science, I pretty much knew that science was not my forte. I was always inclined towards society, governance, then came up with how the women's worked in the water sector, shifted to Monday Munching. I realized that I was more inclined towards storytelling, communications. So these were some of the things that I enjoyed in the water sector. What's currently doing, I would say, I'm just trying to figure out what I really want to do in the coming years. So right now I'm taking one of the courses from CIVI, which is related to water communications. I want to dwell more into storytelling of environment. I'm exploring that. I'm also looking at fellowships which is related to storytelling, like the Indian Water Portal Fellowship, which is regional storytelling. So I'm looking for short-term goals right now in the water sector and communication and storytelling. So yeah, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Anubhuti. And I must also add here a bit for Vandana and Anubhuti both. The Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water, they have been extremely instrumental as a background support here. So we can actually now move to our new team members who may have little bit of difficulty to tell what they are doing. But just to clarify to both of you, this question is currently on your present other engagements, because we are very clear that W for W is no full-time arrangement for anybody. So everyone is busy in their own field, and then we take out time. I see Nitya is also here. So maybe after Akash, I will invite Nitya and then go to IFM students. Akash.
Hi, thank you for having me here, and it's very nice to see all of you. I am Akash, and I'm an architect in the healthcare field, and I've been working in this field from almost 9 years now. And I have had worked under Dr. Mansi some some 10 years ago, or maybe more than that, I think 14 years ago. And since then, I've known her. My involvement with W for W has been for the podcast we are having, Grammar of a Lake. And that's how I've recently just joined Mansi ma'am and and the foundation. Apart from that, talking about the understanding about water, so I feel as an architect and in the field of design and planning, water can play a huge role in the cities, whether it is even designing of a small building, the basements, and how basements could affect your the underground water flow, going from there to having your road networks, restoring of lakes or not restoring lakes and river systems. All of that can impact the ecology of a city many folds. And I feel the cities need to have more nature, and for having more nature, we need to have water. So that was my starting point, which I started like a thread. I started pulling it, and that's what I feel as of now. Regarding the ideas how we can make water conversations outreach more impactful, I feel we can talk to more and more people and try to understand their perspective and how they deal with uh, water, uh, water in their own world. And that could give us more ideas, and talking about them, recording them, sharing them with, at least put it on record, and maybe in future someone could pick that idea up and make something big out of it. So this is my understanding right now.
Thank
That's
you,
from me.
Akash. Yeah, thank you. I recommend everyone to watch our new podcast series, which we started last week on grammar of a lake, and we abbreviate it as GOAL. So something close to my heart or my research actually, and then I found someone very dedicated. So thanks, Akash. We go to, I see Prajna has video problem, as she said, but we will first go to all our IIFM friends, very hardworking people. So we start with Saksham and then Priya, Shiva and Keshav. Yeah, go ahead. Question remains same.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Saksham, and I am currently doing my MBA from Indian Institute of Forest Management. I am involved with W4W from the last 2.5 months approximately, and I have really understood about water a lot. Some of the things I understood during my time in IFM, but when I came here and I got the opportunity to know about different individuals who have contributed over time in this foundation, as well as I get the opportunity to go on the ground to know more about what are the on ground realities of water. I really came to know a lot about the water matters. Like, for instance, I would like to tell that I went to Yamuna riverbed in Chandni Chowk area, and there I came to know that in our daily life we throw things in the river, which is not good for the whole ecosystem there. So these were some of my understandings, and regarding that, how we can make conversations more impactful, I really think that we must should explore all the avenues which we can use to make our reach to maximum individuals. Like, for instance, I am currently exploring various AI generated videos so that I can interact with majority people through Instagram. Uh, these are some of the things I think that are really important to make the conversations.
Thank you, Saksham. Yes, Priya.
Hello everyone, I am Priya Sharma from Bhopal, and it is also known as City of Lakes. And so since childhood only, I am like fond of lakes. It is my favorite spot to hang out. So I am currently pursuing my MBA from MBA in Sustainable Development from IFM, and I am working with Mansi ma'am since past 2.5 months, and I really got to know a lot about how there are people out there working in field and in sunlight for the lake restoration and all. And as for to increase our conversations, I had some ideas. Like our sessions are like 1 hour long, and nowadays people don't have patience, so they even scroll a 30-second reel. So I guess we can create a teaser, a 30-second teaser or trailer out of our 1 hour session. And then we can circulate it before releasing it on YouTube. So that is one idea. And another is like we can organize debates among speakers, because sometimes they might be interesting, like are dams useful for water bodies or not. So like we can create a debate on that. They can be really interesting. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you so much, Priya. So you have actually self-invited yourself a new task as your work. So you know that this is how W4W has been operating. You have an idea, you try and execute it. Thanks a lot, Shiva.
Yes.
And
Thank
just
you, ma'am.
before I invite Shiva, sorry, Shiva,
Yeah.
IIFM stands for Indian Institute of Forest Management in Bhopal. I was hoping that the students themselves will tell the full form. So I just say it now. So over to you, Shiva.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity. So, hello everyone. I am Siva. I'm currently pursuing my MBA in Sustainable Development at the Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal. Along with my studies, I am, involved with W4W Foundation from the last 2.5 months. So, where I contribute to water awareness and outreach activities. So, through my experience with W4W, I have came to understand that water is much more than a resource. So it is the foundation of life. Like every person, animal, plant, and ecosystem depends on it. So while creating awareness content on topics such as human dependence on rivers and plastic pollution, and I learned how closely our rivers, are connected to healthy water system, and how small actions can have a big impact. So at W4W, I have contributed, through article writing, poster making, and website updates, including updating head source flyers and all. So these activities helped me improve my communication and content creation and outreach skills. So I believe water conversation became more important when they are simple, relatable, and inspiring. So sharing podcast highlights through in our social media can help reach more young people and increase participation. So every conversation about water matters because awareness is the first step towards action and positive change. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Shiva. Keshav, over to you.
Hello everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So my name is Keshav, and I'm pursuing the program of sustainability management in IFM. So I'm currently involved in website management, social media handle, mostly YouTube, and uh, my understanding about water matters. We have been given immense freedom of choosing whichever topic we like, and I chose water anxiety, the more behavioral aspect of water. And I got an opportunity to see the conversations of the biggest personalities of water in India. So, be it artificial intelligence incorporation, like a uh, st- uh, gamifying approach, or spirituality behind water, or the developmental projects like riverfront project in Ahmedabad, Kane Betwa river linking. So there are thousands of factors, and there are so many interlinkages, uh, and uh, within 2 months I got to know a lot about this, and even my father is working in water sector, uh, like what schemes for water treatment plants. So I want to pursue further my father's legacy of building a career in water itself. So I really enjoyed these 2 months, uh, and I would like to pursue it further. How my ideas are almost like similar. Like I would really press upon the idea which Priya already said, that like we are having very low patience, so like shorts, YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, and we can focus more on current affairs, uh, things which are trending, and based on those trending topics we can release shorts. So through that we will increase our outreach. Thank you.
Thanks, Keshav. And I must say for all four of you that you have done wonderful tasks over the time, because I didn't know how much you will be interested in water. But please go and look at their podcasts and the kind of text they are actually putting in the LinkedIn. And they have written so many essays. I am yet to get them out in a public domain. I am doing my best to edit them, but they have actually completed many of the Wednesday's essays which we plan to. So the way Wednesdays was earlier planned was every session will be eventually written into essays, which also kinds of confirms what we understood from our speakers. It's like a master class, so homework for us. So they have managed to complete many of them. Maybe let me check from Prajna if you are able to speak and open your video, or how do you want to go about it? Please update your present affiliation or location, whatever you like to. Prajna, can you hear us?
Ma'am, I think she has some video and audio issues going
Okay,
on, so
okay.
she might not be
So,
able to speak.
yeah, thanks. So I will also update to all of you that right now I am in Wilhelmshaven, the beautiful city or the crown of Germany. It is called, with one of the most fresh and clean air and water I can imagine to have in my life. Working on Water and Sea project. It's a trilateral governmental project with more than 130 scholars engaged in it, with 40 universities working on 6 projects. So I'm in one of the projects, and the task is to coordinate between all. So to be honest, I've never worked on such a large scale water body. I was so confined to small lakes and ponds for 30 years, and this is something for me, a big shift. So I'm learning. As I have been learning from all these 450 sessions, I can't really complain to anybody about not being water educated now. Not as water expert, but not being water educated, I cannot complain after these sessions. In last 450 sessions, I've just missed 4 to hear live. Rest I have heard live, but other 4 which I missed due to my flight delays and cancellations, I also had the opportunity to listen to them later. So really privileged, and I can also vouch that no university, no school can offer this kind of masterclass or education which we have created. So kudos to all of us, because it takes a lot of effort, and I can say from my experience for 4.5 years of doing things with all of us, when we were more people and less people, still having one Wednesday session amounts to nearly 10 hours of human involvement. That's an average which comes out, and which means it's a lot of effort from all of us. And to make it happen, immaterial of who has done how much, on an average, it comes out to like this. And I think it is important for us to know that this is the amount of effort which requires foreground, background, whatever you may call it. We have actually one student, I must say, like me, who has been following us very ardently over years. Shri Charan, maybe you can just give us some reflection on your experience, so that I can go back to my team members again, and so that you also feel included, and you're also welcome to join us, core team members.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mansi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Sri Charan, connecting from Hyderabad. I'm an active mobility practitioner. I focus more on environmental sustainability and animal rights advocacy. I have been associated with few initiatives where we do advocate for rainwater harvesting. So I'm part of the Sustainability Hyderabad initiative, where we connect with the team rainwater project team.
Nice.
And Gandipet Welfare Society, Swachh Warriors. And I am also an integral part of Kapra Lake Revival Group. It is Save Kapra Lake. It is.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't hear you clearly, so I'm not able to understand.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm wearing my earphones, and maybe I should
Now
have
it's
put
clear.
my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I hope I was audible, like when I was
You were
speaking.
audible, but because it was breaking in between, so I was just jumping in. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So I was just stating that I have been part of few environmental advocacy initiatives like Kapra Lake Revival Group, Gandipet Welfare Society, Swachh Warriors. And I'm from the cycling and running community. And I believe in becoming a sustainable runner, and I'm a vegan athlete, by the way. So I'm a vegan for nature. So it is really inspiring to hear from so many voices today, from this session that is organized by Wednesdays for Water Foundation. In many relevant initiatives like Less Waste Practitioners, Hyderabad Rising Environment Groups, I keep sharing about the work that is shared by Dr. Mansi in the Sustainability Startups Pan India Group. At present, I would like to bring relevance to a context where we are part of an initiative that is Save KBR movement, which is KBR is a national park, and around the national park ecosystem, which is ecologically sensitive and it's a pristine natural ecosystem. The government, successive elected governments wanted to build flyovers, underpasses. That is more concretization, which is not going to help because KBR National Park being a water ridge basin. We have been hearing that many of the Indian cities are among the world's top 100 cities that are having water scarcity. The recent YouTube video that you have shared, Dr. Mansi, there is so much importance. There is so much I could understand from your advocacy. I have listened to it twice, in fact.
The water protests.
Water
For the
protest,
water
yeah,
protests, yes.
yes. There is so much language I am getting to learn from hearing to diverse perspectives, and it is also good to see Dr. Anuja Bali. I have been following her work. It is good to see more inspiring humans when joining sessions like this. So the context I was sharing is regarding the Save KBR movement. I am representing the cycling community when standing up for this initiative. Also, continuing with the advocacy by the Rainwater Project team, we wanted to be water rich, not only individual apartment buildings and high-rise gated communities. Many industrial establishments and many office spaces, many businesses that are coming up in Hyderabad, which is a city having unlimited FSI, floor space index. I'm getting to learn from the Rainwater Project teams that in order to be water rich, everyone needs to start doing rainwater harvesting in the right way. I'm living in an apartment community where with my persistent advocacy, a couple of years back, our Residents Welfare Association have listened to it, and the needed work has been done. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sri Charan. And I think you are all set to join us as a core team. And you have here in Indian Institute of Forest Management Institute, so maybe you can reach
Right.
out to them to also make your voice reach a larger audience or more people.
Yes.
And as you rightly said, the Jal Satyagraha is on the rise, and it is actually matching the rising water crisis. And that was the point I was trying to
Right.
make in my video. The more crisis, the more Jal Satyagraha. Now, how you want to see it, that's a different story altogether. But having your voice is equally important. And I think when we started W4W Foundation, it was also with this idea that doing this conversation is also putting a voice across to people, like how we should continue the conversation so that people are engaging with it on an everyday basis. As one of you just said that sports and politics go very well in the country, and we hope to make water becomes everybody's and everyday's talk in everyone's life, not out of crisis, but out of also celebration. So personally, to me, it was more like a tapasya with to learn more, and I am continuously learning. But this is also a good time that we start discussing or having our views on how to take it from here, because any initiative, we are not like the protest initiative where you go one day and you do a lot of activity, become a limelight, and maybe you continue with something else or it diffuses. This is kind of, as I said, more satyagraha, tapasya kind of approach, which takes, it is slow, but we have been steady and slow. It takes more time to establish ourselves, and I feel that we have now a small foundation laid for in 5 years. Now we need to also discuss as team members It's not necessary that everyone engages on an everyday basis, but at least have some kind of vision, some kind of goal. Where do we go from here in terms of conversation? Because we had one simple agenda. We were not out there to go and save water or go and dig a well or clean a lake, because any work has to have focus. So, and we focused on water conversations. And the idea was to bring others to do the conversation, and we have been good listeners as W4W team. So listening and learning has been our core, I will say, skill, and the skills of water, our knowledge was brought by others. So I just want to open this question to all of you, since we have laid the foundation of good listening and learning people. So learning is also our podcast and essays where we try to say, and most of the time it is to mentor the young people, because they write the first drafts of the essay and then we look at it to ensure as seniors that they have learned something out of the session. So do we need to reflect upon? The answer is yes. And what do we reflect upon? How do we take it further beyond conversation? Stay with conversation? What kind of conversation? What kind of format? I think these are some of the questions which continue to hover amongst all of us who are concerned and who are working on it time and again. But importantly, I must share one concern which I have, and I think I will then open the floor. And again, we start with Fauzia, Anuja, and Vandana, because they have been here for a longer time. And the biggest concern I feel is that, after all, W4W is just a little organization which has gathered this repository of knowledge. And it should not be human or an organization driven. Honestly, from day one, I had a belief that this kind of work should have been come out of Ministry of Jal Shakti. I will be very honest on this. I wish I was doing this on their behalf. And I still feel that we should dedicate it to the country and to them, and so that this entire knowledge goes to a safer place and does not diffuse with the organization falling apart, with people going away, which is completely understandable because that's a logistic part of it. Just to give an example, last week, our website went down, and I can share with you the amount of anxiety I have been carrying since then. We have not yet fixed it. But then also it gives me, and the YouTube channel is, dependent on my YouTube channel, which I feel is not right. It is not a system driven. So this is my concern for future of W4W. But there are other details, but this is my deepest concern. But of course, renewing the type of conversations, going on the ground, which is also a big drawback I feel in W4W, that what we have not managed to record on the website and bring it to people across, that during these online conversations, at least on my record, because that's what I put forth from my work, there are more than 100 lake walks in the last 5 years, and more than 100 courses and workshops, which I have personally conducted. Now imagine if all the 40 people will share what they have done in the water sector. I feel it is an extended work of W4W. And we have not succeeded in highlighting that we are also working on the ground. I have represented W4W last 5 years, wherever I have gone. Even though I have my own work and practice, which I do separately, which applies to all of us, whether you are studying or practicing. Given that background, where in next 5 years, because we also had a discussion a year ago, we should also close it, and Fauzia is aware of it, not many probably. So what should we do with this now? Having these 450 sessions, and hopefully next few months, we will put all the in-person sessions, but unfortunately they will be confined to my events, and that is why we are not putting it on the website. But it will be a good overview that we have done some work on site as well. So over to you, Fauzia. You know what I'm asking, and you are one of the best guide, and also I think because you are there from day zero. Over to you.
No, thank you. And I completely understand your concern. And of course, for the last almost 3 years, you've been driving, I would say, from the front completely. Obviously, in its current form and shape, where do we see it in the next 5 years or 10 years, or whether it's sustainable to continue moving it at this, or, like each one of us, we establish an organization and there has to be a mechanism for its sustenance. So whether it's a funding mechanism that is there, or whether it's, funding, of course, is important because you need people to run such, and everything cannot be charity. So, of course, that becomes the biggest concern at this. It has been throughout for W4W, and hats off to you for managing it, still pulling along despite not really having too many funds coming into W4W Foundation, because we never marketed it that way. We
Yes.
probably thought that, we could just put in our time and others would also volunteer for this, and never really visualized it that way. Also never visualized it that it would, how long it would continue, because
Yes.
usually, because, most conversations, online conversations, fizzled away after COVID. And probably, again, in-person conversations became more, except online meetings and all that we have still, but not really webinars and all that, not many of them. So that's it, Mansi. I think the first and foremost thing is that W4W Foundation has prepared two very rich repository. One, of course, is the repository of knowledge around water and multidisciplinary knowledge around water, with very specific and focused talks also that you have conducted on biodiversity and other topics that has been there. But also you have a very strong repository of experts who are there. So with these two rich repository, I personally feel that one is, I know I've not been able to give my time, but probably the first and foremost thing that we need to do is we need to really structure these videos that we have into maybe short courses or programs. We already have the videos with us. We already have the content. We just need to build a structure around it to say that, okay, these are 10 videos somebody can watch and probably, can get 1 credit course. It is equal to 1 credit course or 2, because many institutions are now moving from, a real classroom-based learning to acquiring credit through these sources. Like, for instance, Coursera, Udemy are there, but probably something around the lines of Coursera and Udemy. Can W4W Foundation be an online portal whereby people can take up certifications from there? One. Second thing that I feel, with a kind of repository that you already have, we could even think of, integrating it with Government of India's MOOC program. So they do have a lot of MOOC programs that are there, and we say that, okay, we have a bunch of these. We have structured it around these topics. It could be water governance, it could be gender, it could be water quality, it could be industrial water use, it could be biodiversity, and there are hosts of topics that are there. So, and each can have about 10 lectures each, and we can say that, okay, if you wish, you can integrate this with the Government of India program. You said Jal Shakti Mantralaya, but probably, with the Ministry of HRD, whether we can talk to them and see if some kind of integration can happen there with what is already existing. And also, I feel that now we could even look at talking to universities and colleges who are offering environmental science and subjects like even civil engineering for that matter, whether they would like to integrate such things into their program. And we already have videos where they don't have to really do like in-person teaching and use it as part of the teaching curriculum. Now, where do we really get funding from is something that we'll have to really explore, whether such fundings are available, because W4W being a foundation, CSR fundings, whether they are available, or any kind of funding that probably, but definitely we need to look for a funding mechanism to take it forward. But these are some of, I would say, very quick thoughts. And also curating training programs, which we do physical training programs, given the strength that we have of the resource person, which we can start offering to different people.
Nice. I just want to share with all of you that actually IIT Madras reached out to build training program on lakes, and we use the repository of W4W, and then of course they reached out to them individually, but I was one of the core team to organize the lake course, which is going to start very soon. Actually in July they do the inauguration, and then it's an NPTEL course. So yes, we are going slow, but we are trying to do, but thanks for these suggestions. We have to, again, if the suggestions are there, which means you have to involve yourselves. That's how W4W has been working, and you know the system, how it works. So definitely you can lead this idea. And we have discussed it in the past as well. So maybe I go to Anuja and Vandana quickly, because some of the youth, they have already shared their ideas. But if something pops up, please let me know. Yeah, Anuja.
This is a very important question, Mansi, because I have experienced very similar similar situation. I just started Wednesdays for Waste Warriors because I thought, oh, there are so many people working in waste reduction, waste management, sustainability, and there is nothing that's happening कि कोई दूर दराज का कहीं अकेले कुछ कर रहा है और उनको कैसे लोगों के पास ले जाएं. So then I just started it. But then and I never thought कि आगे का 100 episode होगा या इतना होगा. I never thought
Yeah,
of that.
also. Same
There was
here.
no planning. It was just organic, and I had an idea and I started it. Here, one woman army kind of a thing. And then the 100th episode, it just dawned upon me that okay, it was my desire to have Indore's municipal commissioner, and I just happened to meet somebody from there in an event, and he said, okay, sure. And actually, I had him as my 100th guest, and that's when I realized that this is serious and I must take it. And everybody keeps calling me, ki, okay, so what are you going to do next? Now, after 122 episodes, I am sitting and thinking of the same things. We have so much information. So many of them have shared their stories for the first time in public, kind of a forum. And I feel very responsible that something good must be
Yes.
done. If
Absolutely.
they have thought that, oh, here I want to share it with you and with all the participants, it is on me to package it or take it forward to many more people. And like Fauzia said, having a course or having this online MOOC things and all these things are perfect. They should be done. But again, it requires team and, that entire tech team, websites, the making shorts, making reels. You have to like be there in your face kind of thing. And you don't have time for that. And if you want to do it alone, then YouTube comes on all these things come with, you have to do this, you have to name it this way, you have to do, and I'm like, okay, sorry, okay, someone else has to do. But then where's the budget? You need to have some budget for that. So I guess this entire thing has to be like for W4W also, I think of going the CSR way. If you have already acquired all the 5 years mein to ho gaya hoga, just go that way. And I know so many people who really are giving importance or priority to the water related thing. हमें कुछ water में करना है. Because the fake plantation and photo खींचना and the plant dies, वो तो नहीं हो रहा है. But ESG reporting के हिसाब से, they must do much more now. So think of that. And we always talk about policy and departments and government, but I guess focus on this side. People who are the polluters. And we want polluter pay, we want that to happen. So polluters in the name of corporates or the big industries can do this very happily. And I think हमने उनको कभी approach ही नहीं करा.
Yes.
So वो थोड़ा mindset shift करना है और उधर पे जाना है, using all that heavy duty academic and research and groundwork, the profile that you have. And with all these youngsters, I think वो करना बहुत जरूरी है. And waste and water is like cousin hai dono.
Yes.
I'm always there कि हम साथ में.
That's why you are also part of the core team.
Exactly.
And I must also put on record here that when we have applied in the past for some grants and all, we go and actually get excluded at the point where we are asked that what is the impact of doing this. And I think we have some management experts here in the core group I think we need to find out a way how to measure impact of W for W. I mean, personally, I know how many students got job with how many speakers and how many people got PhD admission through this and this, how many people got publication, how many people are collaborating, because I must share on, without any exaggeration, there has not been a single day that I have not spoken to a W for W member, whether it is core or speakers in last 5 years. There has been no single day that no one has reached out to me, either by call or by message. So I also feel that's a social capital, but when you go for funding and asking for this kind of grants, these social capitals are not measurable. And I have faced that difficulty. So maybe we need to find out how to do that. And getting grant has been a challenge for W for W, but rightly said, we didn't plan it this way. We were so there was a lot of altruism in doing this. Let's continue to do the conversation, and we have managed to follow that altruism. But and this has been discussed time and again that this altruism is not sustainable, and I know that. So let's hear from our management guru and who is also teaching about it, Vandana. Where do we take it from here?
So, Mansi, I think our thoughts, I am sometimes, synchronicity as we call it, right? Our thoughts get aligned when we are in the right group. You won't believe the agenda that I had written was theory of change for W, measuring its impact. That's precisely the point that I had written. And I wanted to emphasize to you on that, because till the time this message came across that it's been 5 years and where are we headed, that question kind of posed this thought into me. Even at our institution level, be it any accreditation body, whatever it's, so it's not only on a not-for-profit or something like that, but even if you see government reporting for CSR, they're all asking, so who's the ultimate beneficiary? So who's the ultimate gainer in this process, and how are you ensuring that it is reaching to them only and not to anybody else? So I think we need to have a clear-cut theory of change developed for for W, so that each time when you are, or when all of us are trying to get something for W, we are aligned to that theory of change. The vision of a collective team today can be ascribed as the theory of change visualization. So some of the work that you do is going to get captured under each of those subheads. Okay. And some of the works that we have not even thought of, it could be something like, the water walks that you organize, right? How can we expand it to a pan-India movement? How can we have we have never attempted something like, Guinness Book of World Record of 1 day water conversation everywhere, because we have had Guinness Book of World Records for everything possible under the sun. 21st June Yoga Day, there'll be so many people attending something of that sort. With such a huge repository, we can do one of those events which could be used effectively for branding. I also felt that we have restricted ourselves to the social media platform, which we have started using of late very regularly, and YouTube was our primary source along with our website. If we can have the thought leadership, be it from you or from the speakers who would acknowledge W for W as part of their submission. You have had a couple of journalists who have appeared on the show as speakers. Can they capture this community work that has been done in their submissions? At least we'll have some indirect branding being done for our work that we have put in. And I'm claiming it as our, largely it has been you on a single-handed front. The second agenda that I had was how FluxGen organizes, a corporate engagement around water, right? We have several installations. You do this annual water meet as well, right? Now, if instead of calling everybody in one city, probably, and since you cover travel expenses also for some of the fellows that I know, and you really want to help people to sort of reach at that venue, can we have instead micro, workshops or micro, I would say, knowledge product development workshops kind of a thing, where let's say 5 of us only meet and sort of develop a knowledge product out of it. It could be the case study, it could be the book chapter that we were eyeing on. But just because we have, I mean, if you leave it to me, Mansi, you've known me for 2 decades. If you leave it to me, it will be like, okay, gone forever. But if you put a gunpoint by being physically present in the same room that I would be, I think we'll have a better thinking process, better alignment, a quick turnaround. The new joinees have done a good work of giving us the first drafts. Now we can review some of those drafts collectively. We can have a first round online and then the second round offline, and I'll be happy to host some of those in and around Mumbai, Pune, sort of come together and have a right workshop. I would call it something like that also, because some creative ways we have to now adopt to sort of bring
Absolutely.
this repository out in the public. It is not going to be helpful trying the usual way, because in the last 5 years it has not worked. So I think different, and I'm seeing it in academic forums that people are hosting everywhere, along with the conference, a paper development workshop. At least they are able to source 1 or 2 thematic papers on it. And third, I think the voices of youth, which you have engaged, and you have a beautiful input on the website that, volunteer with us or join us as a critique. I felt that this is a very good engagement that you have introduced. I think leveraging it on other social media platforms, some of these youth voices, now that we'll be popularizing through it, and today's session will definitely add value to it, they can become our further word of mouth for people. And I believe at least 2 institutions presently, so IFM and KJ Somaya Institute of Management, we have worked in the past with you for a smaller engagement, and this time we'll be better equipped to handle and more structured also, because now there's a dedicated team here also, and you have also understood certain etiquettes. The more the academic institutions, it may be a failed project in the first round, but I believe failures give you the strength to, reinvent.
Definitely.
So what we can do is that we can have a specific outreach to academic institutions. One, formal communication should go out from you, stating that this is the opportunity. I am having work opportunities throughout the year. As per your academic calendar, you may send in your requirements to us, and we'll be happy to review some of those applications and come back to you with that. Because believe me, each and every academic institution is eyeing on this community space engagement. Be it a B school, and I'm referring to even IIM's level, we need not shy away from any of these realities, up to a local engineering college, perhaps in somewhere in Tirupati also. So everyone needs this community engagement, and if we are able to provide it, why not popularize it? So I think I'll send you the draft that you can send it out. And I have a couple of academic institutions' email ID. I'll be happy to share those with you. I don't know if they'll be the only person in that space, but you can definitely reach out to them. Yeah, that would be my.
Thank you so much, Vandana. And you remind me that recently I conducted a workshop with Ahmedabad University, and I made 21 students find from the 400 sessions any video they would like to write. So it was kind of a critical thinking workshop. And the thing is that 20 students, even if they had to choose one, they must have gone through 10 videos, just glance. That itself for me is kind of a learning process that they had to go through to select their one choice, to write, and then they of course wrote and things like that. So these are wonderful suggestions. We are doing little bit of them, but then we can upscale also. That's the whole idea, because initially we are slow, steady. We have to explore things. A lot of things also fall back. So we have to find out what works, what doesn't work. Anyone who has any idea adding to what we just discussed? Otherwise, we will have to bring the conversation towards closure as well. So anything you want to add what we have discussed so far? And Keshav, you know that you have a lot of work to do now after the ideas which have come forward. So you have more things to work. I'm just mentioning Keshav, but it means anyone who would like to work, but because we are also having a conversation separately for his continuation. But I just want to also introduce Pragna here, because she is unable to open her camera and audio. So with her background as an architect, urban designer, multidisciplinary practitioner, and she's from Mysuru. Actually, she just had her session. And Pragna, I want to I inform you that 24th June is also on the Mysuru session, and we are inviting to tell their pedagogy which they run. So in case you want to host that session, I'm very happy that if you can do that. And so through W4W, actually, she wishes to start the climate resilience and podcast like thing, and also the youth wing of W4W. So these are some things which are coming as an idea. So that will be good to see how she takes it up, and we are definitely there to see how we can help. And with this, I would again give a last call or shout. If anyone wants to add something here, I will close with announcement for the next week. Or if you have any question for me also, this is a good time to open it up. If you have any question from that I should answer.
I just wanted, because could you invited yourself, because I was about to just say to you that Mansi, you have created a chain of leadership, and this chain of leadership, I don't know, how are you going to document it? Is there a biography of Mansi which is going to come out? What are your plans on, continuing this work post Mansi? Your own plans. It's not necessarily W4W.
Of course.
But I believe that you have been so pivotal in so many of our lives, and some of the colleagues are not here. But I know in the past 5 years how many people have associated, and there are 2 decades that I know. So what are your plans? What is it?
Oh, that's good. Good question. Not so difficult for me, to be honest. For me, this is tapasya. With no expectation, or honestly, when corporates have asked me impact measure karke dikhao, I go back to the line that karme kiye ja, phal ki chinta mat kar. And you know me so well over since Netherlands we lived together. I have never really looked at what from it. What should I get out of it? Having said that, of course, there is a goal to continue these conversations, and I strongly believe actually 70% of my day should go in talking about water. Then that is for every day. And I literally try to live it. But no big goals from my side. And definitely, I'm very keen to read people's biography. And as Fauzia was telling, not only the subjects, but the repository of people. Honestly, I enjoy so much reading about how people navigate their lives and what do they do in their lives. And this also helps me to counsel, because many young people, still for me, average is 3 to 4 days a week when young people are seeking counseling from me for their career. I use this knowledge which I learned from. So where is the scholarship? Where are the jobs? Where are the offices? Which are the offices, what they are doing? So I think it is, honestly, I don't have any future plan. I just wish to dedicate every day to doing water, connecting people. And let's see where do we go till the last breath. That's my plan. As long as my hands, and body parts are working. But I must also share with you at this point that there are researchers, serious scientific researchers, who have reached out to us to do scientific research out, because we have already done the work. So honestly, I want to keep myself aside to remove all the biases. So now I'm talking like a scientist, but to remove all the biases of what we have done. And I would really invite someone to study us as a subject, W4W as a subject. I'm not talking about Mansi. And we have now offered for Monday Munching and Musing with Women for Water. 3 serious young scientists have come forward, and they want to study the profile and what goes on in Women for Water. So yes, so that is a good beginning, I will say. But in the past, there have been discussions that how to really document what has been done. For another example I can give is very motivating. Last week only, I was also again talking to Vishal about it, to document and have essays from all the Friday Waters Thesis Club, to come out with a nice little handbook, so that there is a publication, and all the thesis, young scholars, PhD scholars, most of them, 99%, only 2 people are not PhD people from there. We can come up with a small book. So these things are brewing. They just have discussions, and they keep flowing out. But personally, I don't have big agenda. I will be not surprised and shocked and sad if tomorrow W4W closes. I would like to share this very openly, because if I engage with something, I am engaging very seriously, but also like any, I will say, any tapasvi, I also am very detached to things. So I will not really think even fraction of a second if tomorrow it closes, because whatever we could achieve humanly today, we have achieved. And for me, that's good enough, to be honest. And if someone gets interested to study, we are all there to talk about it. So there's no problem. I don't have big plans neither for my life nor for W for W. I live by small pieces, droplets. So you have asked this earlier also, but honestly, I don't have answer for this. So probably that's a drawback also for a person, because you don't know where are you heading. And that is why W for W has become a headless organization or movement. It's a drawback, but
traditionally in India, Mansi, the challenge is we all look up to the leaders to give us that direction. And whether you like it or not, people will look up to you continuously. Because
yeah, but I don't see myself as leader, to be honest.
And you have to, no, if it is not going to be this way, then the alternate path has to be also curated. And people
Yeah,
also
you are right.
like us
You are right.
have to.
Actually, in the past, now 3 years consecutively, we have also invited new directors, because I never thought of it as a leadership for me, to be honest. I just want to remain a foot soldier into it, and I am very happy with it. Even if right now the face of it, I never visualize myself in the lead. I mean, all interns who come to me, and one thing I really try to correct them, which they still forget in their introduction, like two of them said today again that they are working under Mansi. And this is something I'm really breaking my head for last 20 years with all my students in the past. You work with, not work under. They don't manage to change it because we have this mindset. So I have not seen myself in a leadership position. I mean, I just want to be one of us as foot soldier, and which is how W for W was designed. But it is a drawback as well. So please take the leadership or officially the director position. It is open still. We are constantly looking for new director. I will be still there with same dedication and motivation, no ounce reduced from it. But we are definitely looking for new directors who can give new direction also. It's not about, because this is what we are discussing. 5 years we have laid the foundation. We need new ideas, new energy, new direction. And I'm there to help as long as I can. But if you want to throw me out, I am also fine with it. I mean, I'm never short of work. So that's absolutely okay. I'm very detached about things, but attached. So just to answer it briefly, if there are any points anybody wants to add here, please add. Go ahead, Anuja. Yeah.
Mansi, never say never.
Yes.
Now that you said it, this is my suggestion.
Okay.
Start a water university. The
Nice.
world needs it, India needs it. So this W for W is just water. So water university is the thing. That's it. Just everybody will now focus on that. And don't get
so
detached.
we start
You have to be
looking at it.
attached.
Okay,
Yeah.
we start thinking about it,
Manifest.
building on it.
Manifest. No detachment.
That's a very good idea, very exciting idea, actually.
Okay, that's nice. And I also want to share with you, because we are talking about it, I have written a concept note to have a center where, because I said my concern that where does W for W go, and it should not be limited to my YouTube channel or W for W as an organization. Because W for W, many people still don't know that it is not Wednesdays for water. It is V for water, walk for water, worry for water, wheels for water, women for water, and there are 11 W's which I could think of when I thought of W for W. So I did have a concept note now, which maybe go to universities, as you're rightly saying, and Mandana also said, Fauzi also said, maybe find who is a taker to establish as a center, and then all this knowledge can be moved there. But these are slow process, so let's see how it goes.
You never
So,
know.
Last line from my side. New directors really required urgently. So, okay, I think this is a good moment also to call it off for the day. Thank you so much, all of you. Fauzia, Anuja, Vandana, Akash, Shiva, Keshav, Priya, Saksham, Anubhuti, Pragna, and Sri Charan. Thank you so much for this conversation. Very enlightening and well-deserved celebration which we required to this 5 years.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Mansi, and all
Bye-bye.
the very
Please take
best.
care.
And I hope you continue to enjoy in Germany. And whenever you are in India, we look forward to meeting you here.
Yes. Thank you so much, all of you. Please take care.
Take care too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.